We're just pulling into our KOA campground. I'll jump out and get registered, and then we'll show you how we hook up the RV. Here is the registration office. Pull up here, I'll jump out, come back when we've got our site number. There's a swimming pool there, hot tub, laundry, showers. We've got a media room with video games. There's like a barbecue area over here. Pretty nice. And this here, number 24, that's our site, so I'll just get pulled in now. That is pretty much perfectly level, that site. Very good. So I'll jump out. So we're all pulled into our site. Everything's nice and level and perfectly aligned in the bay. Not that that matters. So pretty easy to hook everything up. So I'll just run through it now. We've got our drainage, electric, water and gas, which is around the other side. So I'll do that once we've done these bits. I'll deal with the sewer hose first because it's a bit freaks people out. First thing we do, there's a cover in the bottom of the cabinet here. The services go through, and then what we do is just pop this in here. That's on that end, and then connect this up here underneath. Oh. Connect that on there like that. That's it. Look. That'll be like your wastewater and sewage. That's that done. It's that easy, you know, not a big deal. Next one we'll do is the water and electric. So same thing again. Tend to get out enough cable to take me over to the box like that. Got another cover inside the cupboard. And you don't necessarily have to do this, you can't just like leave it hanging out the door, but you know, I'm showing you how to do it, so we're going to do it right. So that one goes through there, like that. Okay. And then what you want to do on the electric box, there's some switches here, make sure they're off. You've got your 15 amp, 30 amp, which this RV is, so plug that in, and a 50 amp. So if you run the RV on 15 amp, sometimes you're going to get a 15 amp hookup. That won't run air conditioning, but it'll pretty much run everything else, and the microwave and stuff. 30 runs everything, because it's designed to run on 30. 50, again, that's just more power again, so it will definitely run everything. We've got an adapter for the 50 amp and an adapter for the 15 amp that we carry with us. So then you just work out that one's a 30 amp fuse there, I think. So we fire that on. That's it. So we've got drainage, electric. Now we do the water. I'm just gonna work out how much you need. Get that on there. And then we'll just take this over here. And that like that. And then I'll leave the coil there, pop that up underneath. And this connects our city water here. So pretty simple, we'll just connect that on there like that. That's it. Turn that on and then we've got water. So that's all of those services connected. So we can just close the cupboard down. And everything's all clean and tidy, like that. Okay, so something else I forgot was this. This is a water pressure regulator. Sometimes on big sites like this, or on a lot of sites, their water pressure can be like through the roof, which is bad news. A lot of pipe work in here is all plastic, so you don't want to blow that apart. So they actually recommended here that I use a pressure regulator. That will keep us at about 40 psi, not go above that. We won't leave here with everything leaking for the rest of our lives. So that's easy. Just you put it in line, put it on the tap like that, and then connect the hose to it, turn it on. It'll just keep you at that pressure. Another thing it's worth mentioning is a lot of times I won't use this, but I will go maybe just a quarter turn on the tap, which usually is enough, and then I'll go inside, see what that water pressure's like. But like, see this, that would just get us to 40-ish, I would have thought. Well, yeah, a little bit more, and it'll just hold it there. So that means our water systems inside the rig are safe. Yeah, we haven't got to worry about it. But like I say, if you're not using one of those, just turn it on about a quarter way, go inside, see what the pressure's like in the taps and in the shower, and if it's like okay, you're probably good. If it's like really like coming out like anybody's business, then come out, turn it down a bit. If you want to do fresh water for like when you're on the road, that's around here, around the back. There's just the filler there. Take that off, fills up the tank, and basically when it starts overflowing, you're full. Fuel's in there. It's the expensive bit. But then sometimes, if we know we're like driving a long way and we're only going to need water for maybe 1 or 2 nights, hang on, then I might only take like half a tank, 3/4 of a tank. So in here, that is our fresh water tank. That's the water pump. That is, if you want to drain the tank, if you've left the RV parked for a while and you've left water in it, you probably want to put fresh water in it. So that will just drain out all of your fresh water. But like that'll let you know as well, like just visually where you're at. So you can be filling it up with this cupboard open and know, yeah, I'm going to stop there at halfway or 3/4, whatever it is that we decide we want, because water is a lot of weight. So if you're going to drive like quite a long distance, and you know you're going to be like in a site like this when you get there, there's really a lot of point in taking a full tank of water with you, because it's just going to hit your MPGs. And we're all about the MPGs. Interestingly, we just put a new set of tyres on this. I've gone from 7.49 MPG up to 8.44. I reckon that's just down to the tyres, so check your tyres. Right, so that's that. And gas. Let's do the gas. Right, the gas is on the other side. My LPG cupboard. So this one, always have this off when you're driving, because the fridge will potentially try and light, and if it does that when you're going down the road, they can explode. Quite a lot of RVs get written off like that, fire damage from the fridge exploding. So that's the gas on, like that, easy peasy. And I'll take you inside and show you some of the inside stuff. Okay, so we're inside. A few things to check. Fridge, first of all. What it will do is it will go, leave it on auto, and a check light will come on. Generally, that's because it's confused. You might have had it running on gas, now you're on electric, or vice versa. So what I do is I turn that off, wait for a few seconds, and then when I turn it back on, it will know that we're plugged into AC. If we're not, it will click onto gas and you'll hear it tick, 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 tick and ignite. But here we should go onto AC. I'll leave it on the coldest. And then another thing I do is in our freezer, I've got some bottles of water that I just leave in there. So when we're going down the road, this fridge, some fridges will run on 110, 12 volt and gas. This one runs on 110 on gas. So that ice cold water just keeps the whole thing cold when we're on the road. But that is now running, as you can see, on AC, so we're plugged in. Other thing to do is we're plugged into electric, so we just want to make sure the electric's working. First telltale is that the microwave is on, and the second one I like to do is go away flies, turn on the air conditioning, and then we know we're plugged in, and we've got power. Sometimes like they trip out or whatever. And the other thing to do is like check your gas. You don't really need to check your gas, but you hear that, you can hear it coming out. Ignite. Right, we've got good gas supply. So that's everything inside. Once we do start cooking, we've got like vents and stuff, which we can open up here to let out some of the heat and the steam. Then we have got another one here as well, cooktop, which got a light and a vent. I tend to just use that one, but you can use either. And that's pretty much it for the setup. We've hooked up to water, of course. We've turned that on, so we've got running water. I'll just run you through the hot water. So we've got our gas turned on. This will run on 12 volt so our onboard batteries for the house. You just literally click that button. You'll hear it click. I can hear it ignite in the background, but now our hot water's on. So that'll be heating up. Only takes about 10 minutes, and it's enough. Well, not even that, I don't think, does it? Like 5 minutes or something. It's enough to have a shower. Shower, bath. That's all pretty self-explanatory. Only thing I would say, like, is with the shower, we turn it on, and we've got like this little button. So when you're like off grid, you literally can just go, I will wet myself like this. Splash, 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 splash. And then soap yourself down. Obviously don't just leave it running, because you're going to fill up your waste tank and drain your fresh tank. And then, yeah, you know, you can just on and off as you please, which is pretty good. So it just makes your water supply last a bit longer. We've got a vent, an extractor vent in here as well. So there's a button here, and that will take out all of our steams or stanks. Yeah, disgusting. Nice thing about this is we've got like a full-time double bed. So in some RVs, you might have to like convert like a C-shaped seating area into your double bed, or like the dinette or the sofa. But in this one, it's permanently set up. So yeah, that's really good. It's especially good with the baby, because we can just come in here, put him down, close the door, close all these windows, black it out in here, and he sleeps very nice.
Down here is our LPG gas detector. This beeps when there is gas in the air. When you're awake, you can usually smell it. It's a pretty strong smell, but this will let you know while you're sleeping if there is gas in the air. So that could be things like you've left your water heater on too long, you might have left the oven on. Sometimes it just sort of smells like if you've got your heating on as well. So it's good to have for peace of mind, to let you know if anything's gone wrong. Also, it will beep if the house batteries are low, which can be very annoying, but it's a different beep, so it will tell you when that's happening. There's a reset button here that you can push, which will turn the beeping off, and then you can sort out the issue. I'll bring you up here, so our handy dandy microwave. We use this to store some bread, pastries, that kind of thing. It's a handy extra bit of storage, so don't forget to use your microwave.
I'll show you our bread. Bread. It doubles as a bread bin. It
does double as a bread bin. It also doubles as a fridge magnet holder, because our fridge is not magnetic, so this is where we're keeping all of our lovely little souvenirs.
So our little trinkets.
So we try to get one from all the cool places that we go. Anywhere interesting that we've been, so the Idaho Potato Museum, one of them.
Yeah, that's a solid favourite.
That's a solid favourite.
That place was awesome.
This one was from the Dinosaur Museum in Utah. We've got Virginia City. We also got these ones as well, which were super fun. We found a couple of these around. So we've got a Yellowstone, and this one was from Oregon, so Sasquatch country.
Yeah, so when you're collecting things, you've got to make sure they don't take up too much space.
Yes.
So these are perfect.
And also removable, because yes, you can get stickers, but then they're going to stay with the RV. So magnets.
Magnets is the way forward. Our fridge, unfortunately, is not magnetic.
Not magnetic.
So that was a downfall.
But we've got a nice little space for them.
We've also got an onboard Onan generator. That will provide us power to run the air conditioning, the microwave and everything. And that also charges your batteries. We tend not to use it much. It's been a little bit problematic. I think what I've got going on is a failing solenoid on the starting motor for the generator, which is completely gone. They're not very expensive, but I just need to be in a place long enough to order it from Amazon and put it on. In this cupboard above the door, we have got our battery isolation switches. Main battery, that's our chassis battery that starts the engine and runs all of the sort of the headlights and indicators, all of that kind of thing for the car side of the RV. And the auxiliary batteries, that's your house batteries, that will run your ceiling fans, your heating fan and lights, that kind of thing, all the 12 volt stuff. They are on separate circuits and they can be turned on and off separately. Good thing about that is, if we run down these auxiliary batteries, we do not affect the chassis battery. So that means run this battery out completely, leave all the lights on in the RV overnight, wake up with no power in the RV. We can still get up in the morning, put the keys in the ignition, start the RV and drive away. The engine will charge that chassis battery first. Once that's full, it will then charge those auxiliary batteries. So it's a pretty good system. When you park the RV up for a while, what you want to do is you want to turn both of these off so there's no drain on the batteries. So if you come back to it after a couple of months, everything should work as normal. So let's say we're in a situation where, I don't know, you might have left your radio on, left your headlights on overnight. Let's check I haven't done that. We can do sort of the opposite thing with those house batteries, assuming they've still got charge in them. So we can turn that on. We're not getting anything. We hit this auxiliary start battery button. What that does is it draws power from your house batteries into the chassis battery or into that circuit, so that you can start the engine off the power in your house batteries if you've accidentally left your lights on overnight and your chassis battery's gone flat. So that's quite useful. We haven't been that stupid yet, but you know, never say never. It's good to have. Something worth mentioning, if you've left your rig sitting for a couple of months, you might find it doesn't want to start. If you hold that up for sort of 5 to 15 seconds, that actually primes the fuel for the generator, and then when you try and start it, it should start. If all else fails, you can go outside and the generator has got a switch on it as well, and you can be fiddling around with it, and there's a start-stop switch out there as well. Before we hit the road, a few things we want to check. This is a hood cover. We want to make sure that's down, because otherwise you drive and it'll fall down. We want to make sure our vents are all closed down, so we just close those up before we go. The fridge we can just leave. Don't be opening and closing it all the time, and everything usually stays cold all day until we get to our destination, where I'll either turn the gas back on, turn it on and off if we're off grid, and it'll start running on gas, or repeat the process I did earlier and we'll be running on AC. Another thing, this is especially important for us because we've always got the baby back here. This door slides, so it's quite handy like this. There is a little clip here. I can't tell you the amount of times that we have forgotten to fasten that. And then you're driving down the road and it's just smash, smash. It's incredibly annoying. So that's another thing we do. There's also an electric step, which we currently have just got switched off all the time. But when that comes down, you want to make sure that's up. You don't want to be driving off with that down, or you will smash it off. And then it's just, have I put everything away? Make sure everything's off the tabletops and everything, because it will come crashing down. But other than that, it's like sort of pretty self-explanatory. So those are our checkups to run through before we hit the road. Let's talk about laundry. So most towns that we've gone to have had a laundromat. What we try to do is, when we basically we'll try and book into a campsite with electric hookup every third or fourth night on the road. Just so we can charge all our batteries, and usually what we'll do is look for one that has a laundry facility, which is most of them, and then we'll do our washing that way. Which brings me neatly on to power. So initially we were relying on the generator for our on-the-road power, just charging laptops, phones, that kind of thing. We've had an issue with the generator starting, which I think I'm pretty sure I know what the part is that needs to be replaced. It's not a big deal, it's just getting around to doing it. So I think what we need is a portable power station of some kind, maybe a Bluetti, Goal Zero, Jackery, that kind of thing. If anyone's got any suggestions on or recommendations on a good portable power bank that we could get in the RV, that would be excellent, because then, you know, it'd be a lot better for editing on the road and things like that. One of our issues is that obviously laptop batteries go flat. One of our laptops is better than the other one, but yeah, they still both go flat pretty quickly when you're editing. So yeah, that's something that we need to sort out. And then the last one I'll talk about will be Wi-Fi. For our internet Wi-Fi needs, we are both on 3 Mobile in the UK. We get 12 gig of roaming each. So Emily will use hers. I'll keep mine as an emergency. And then we also bought a Franklin mobile MiFi hotspot. To top that up, we get a pay-as-you-go, and I think it's $53 for 50 megabytes. That's pretty good to keep us going on the road, just to stay up to date with all our socials, upload the odd video, or update Instagram, that kind of thing. I would say it's good, but it's not brilliant. I think it was like $164 all in for the original purchase, and I think that included the 50 gig top up. Ideally, I think you'd go with Starlink if you can afford it, but obviously there's quite a big price difference for that. Setup costs and then the monthly costs are quite pricey. And I also believe that I think in bad weather you might have issues with it, because obviously it's a satellite link, so it needs to be able to point up at the sky and get an uninterrupted signal. So it's pretty good, but it's not perfect. So if anyone's got any suggestions on that as well, a better solution without putting any more money in Elon's pocket, that would be quite good. Drop it in the comments below. Thanks. So friends, I hope you found this video useful, and if there's anything we missed, drop it in the comments below. If there's anything you'd like to see us do next, drop it in the comments below.
We'll try and answer all your questions as best we can.
Or, you know, if you just want to say hello, drop it in the comments below. You know, if you haven't subscribed, go hit that subscribe button. If you want to help out the channel a little bit more than that, you can head over to buy me a coffee or check out our members area. We will see you in the next one.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.